So y'all know about the Infrastructure Jobs Act bill that passed a couple years ago. Boy, when I tell you this government is so screwed up, I don't even know why I keep doing these videos, because honestly, is it going to change anything? I'm doing them because essentially I just want you to be informed, but we got some more Orwellian 1984. If you don't know what 1984 is, I'll drop a link in the description of that. You definitely need to read that book. I did the Audible. It's just easier for me to digest, but I'll leave a link for the hard copy in the description. If you don't know about 1984, George Orwell, even Animal Farm is another good one, but specifically the 1984, that's what popped up in my head when I saw this. We got a situation, ladies and gentlemen. Basically, it's already in law. Okay, they're already working on pilot programs right now as we speak to monitor your driving, to tax you. Having a tax on fuel, on gas, I guess was just not enough. I guess because they want to move towards what, electric vehicles. Everyone's in a Tesla, so they had to figure out a better way to tax you. This gets them to where they want to go. You know, we're at the point where we're so in debt, 160 something trillion deficit. There's no way to get paid back. I don't care if you tax the top 1%, 100%. Still is a shortfall, still won't work, because we keep piling on more debt. It's not like we're paying it down and we're slowing down on our spending. We continue to do the same thing over and over again. But at any rate, let's take a look at this video that pretty much goes through, and I'll leave a link in the description to this, but it goes through and exposes what's in this Infrastructure Jobs Act bill that will absolutely blow your mind.
Biden signed into law the $1.2 trillion Infrastructure Investment and Jobs Act, commonly known as the Bipartisan Infrastructure Deal. A PDF of this law, linked in this video's description, is over 1,000 pages long. While politicians celebrated the passage of this legislation and touted the projects it would fund, there were some things buried in that law that did not receive much media coverage. For example, Section 13002 of this law is entitled National Motor Vehicle Per Mile User Fee Pilot, and the law explains that a per mile user fee means a revenue mechanism that is applied to road users operating motor vehicles, and it is based on the number of miles traveled on the road. This law, celebrated by politicians on both sides of the aisle, directs the Secretary of Transportation to establish a pilot program to, quote, test the design, acceptance, implementation, and financial sustainability of a national motor vehicle per mile user fee. Today, private vehicle drivers pay the federal government 18.4 cents per gallon for every gallon of gasoline they purchase, in addition to the state taxes on gasoline, which vary from 15 to 67 cents per gallon depending on the state. While Congress could just increase the federal gasoline tax and come up with a different way of assessing usage fees for electric vehicles, they instead decided to mandate a pilot program that charges drivers by the mile driven, which is much more intrusive of our privacy. If you are wondering how the federal government will know how many miles that you drive, that is also addressed in this bipartisan law. The Secretary of Transportation is instructed to use third-party onboard diagnostic devices, smartphone applications, telemetric data collected by automakers, and motor vehicle data obtained by insurance companies. The obvious privacy concerns over this test program have been written about in detail in The Intercept, and I've included a link to that article in the description of this video. While this program is just a test pilot for now, the clear implication is this is the direction Congress wants to go in the future, and they are just working out the details. How soon will this per-mile fee be forced upon every driver? I have no idea. For what it's worth, the $7.5 billion in the 2021 bipartisan infrastructure bill to help build 500,000 EV charging stations had only led to the creation of 8 charging stations as of May 2024. But let's get back to another privacy concern from the bipartisan infrastructure bill.
Stop the music. We got to go back. We got to go back. You know, it's so crazy because I heard about the billions of dollars spent on internet that I think they've only given internet to like a couple hundred people, the Biden administration, that is. But we got to take a look at what he just said about the EV. I heard about this too, but look, they spent $7.5 billion on EV charging stations that has only yielded 8. 8, ladies and gentlemen, 8. Again, I'll leave a link in the description of this video of an interview that my guy Rice TVX did with a former IRS agent, and he breaks down how he fought the IRS on the federal level to stop paying federal taxes. We're getting to this point. I'm sorry, 7.5 billion and you've only built 8. You talking about malinvestment? God, man, this is ridiculous, ladies and gentlemen. Wake up. Wake the fuck up.
The $7.5 billion in the 2021 bipartisan infrastructure bill to help build 500,000 EV charging stations had only led to the creation of 8 charging stations as of May 2024. But let's get back to another privacy concern from the bipartisan infrastructure bill. Another provision in the law can be found on page 831, section 24220, entitled Advanced Impaired Driving Technology. The findings section gives some alarming statistics about alcohol-related motor vehicle accidents and then concludes, quote, to ensure the prevention of alcohol-impaired driving fatalities, advanced drunk and impaired driving prevention technology must be standard equipment in all new passenger motor vehicles.
Now, this part, I think I actually agree with. It's only upside with this one here. Having all cars have some type of alcohol monitoring system in it. I think we can all agree on that one now. But good God, this is how they do it. You give them 1 inch, they take 8 miles, ladies and gentlemen. Or 7. 7 miles. I like that one, sounds better. This is why we need a reform, not only at the state level and the voting and who we put in. We need an actual reform of Senate and Congress, because it's just not working properly anymore. Left and right. This is a bipartisan bill. So one of two things happen. Either everyone on both sides were too lazy, which is probably part of it. We're too lazy to look at what's called pork barrel, right, in these bills. And this is what happens, ladies and gentlemen. We need to really think about instituting or implementing some type of blockchain bill that will eliminate the need for Congress and the Senate. Now, the problem is, why would the people that we vote to represent us basically give a self-inflicted gun wound? Why would they pass a bill that would eliminate them? They will never do that. So how do we get to that point? It's going to have to be something drastic. It's going to have to be something that really shakes the boat for us to get to that point. I don't see. Let me know in the comments if you think of a scenario where we could pass a blockchain bill that pretty much eliminates the Senate and Congress, and everything is all there on the blockchain. You vote for it. We basically become a republic. Or should I say democracy? Because honestly, we're in a republic now where we have people representing us, the Senate and Congress members and people like that. But we need to go back to an actual democracy, because we don't have one. It's used, I know it sounds confusing, and we've heard it used interchangeably, but there is a slight difference between a democracy and a republic. We need to go back to a democracy where we, the people, vote literally for everything that happens in our country directly. We don't need any representatives. In 2024, with blockchain technology, there is no need for representatives. There literally is no need. So we know that exists so that they can pretty much pick and choose what they want to be law, and have the lobbyists and all that come in, and they have influence over that. If we had a democracy, there's no room for lobbying, right? You had to lobby me. You had to come give me some money directly and maybe sway my vote. But other than that, you ain't got no chance there. Just wanted to let you know that's what's happening. You know, the pilot program has been going on for about 2 years. Let me know how you feel about this in the comments below. I don't even know where we go from here, honestly. Like I said, you give them 1 inch, they take 8 miles. And that's just the unfortunate result. We need to go back to a democracy. We need blockchain. But how do we get that implemented? Because we know the ones passing laws that represent us now are not going to pass a law that takes the power away from them. It's going to have to be done by force, ladies and gents. It's your boy Crypto Blood. That's my 2 Satoshis. Always remember, every Monday I'm giving away $50 worth of crypto. All you got to do is become a member to my channel or give a super chat. It's just that simple. And don't forget JumpX. Go buy your crypto, Bitcoin, Litecoin, Ethereum, Solana, so many others with 0 trading fees, ladies and gentlemen. JumpX, link in the description below. And of course, you want to actively trade, Bloodalytics is there for you as well. But that's it. I'll check you guys on the next video. I'm out of here. Ha!
Yo, it's Crypto Blood, Detroit.